Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of Review of Honor, where we cover everything that's happening in the world that is Ring of Honor. And we've had some crazy news this week. We've had some crazy happenings. And we had, certain people who were with one company are now suddenly in another company, legends that we may say. The first time they're on a certain channel in 19 years. We have other people in that same company winning titles and saying, where's the first time you're going to be able to see me as champion? Not on my own program, but on a competitor's program. But despite all of that, there is still Ring of Honor news, and we have two big matches to talk about tonight and two big matches to talk about when it comes to Final Battle. So before we get into that, I can't break down any of this Review of Honor stuff without my co-host, and that is, you know who that is. It's the three-time Baby Making Champ. This is Ness. Sir, how are you doing this fine evening?
I'm doing fine this fine evening. True Hills, what's the deal? Man, this was an action-packed episode of Ring of Honor, and I cannot wait to review this, man. If you didn't see it, make sure you go out. I haven't put so much emphasis behind an episode yet, and I'm definitely doing it with this episode of Ring of Honor for sure.
Yeah, guys, we definitely have two bangers of matches to get to. But right before we do, remember, as always, hit the like button, comment, share, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. All right, so let's get straight into it. Starting off this episode, we start with a Foundation promo talking about who they are, what they're going to be, how their plan is to get every single championship in Ring of Honor. And I wasn't 100% sure who was the person behind the octopus mask, but now we know it is Rhett Titus, and that's good. That adds things. That changes things. We now know there are four people. We now know, some of those guys can be going after the world title. Some of them can, maybe there'll be a situation where, my thought process was the Nexus when they transferred the tag titles from Cena and Otunga to Slater and Gabriel. Maybe they'll try to do something like that to make sure that they keep the titles within the Foundation, within the family, the building blocks. But either way, we know their goal, and we know that they want all the titles. And in order to get all the titles, they got to prove themselves over and over again. And that's where we start with our first match of the night. Our first match of the night is a pure rules match between none other than Foundation member Jay Lethal and Josh Woods. This is a match that takes the two runners-up of each side from the pure title tournament and pits them against each other. And this is a great match in the sense that Jay Lethal can kind of run interference against somebody who would threaten Jonathan Grisham's title reign. Now, granted, Foundation, despite having some kind of, heelish tendencies or heelish, appearances, they are actually baby faces. So maybe Jay Lethal isn't trying to run interference, and Jonathan Gresham wants to be a fighting champion. However, we need to see whether or not Josh Woods can get past Jay Lethal. And guys, in a stunning upset, just over the 14-minute mark, Josh Woods refused to let this go to the judges. Just at 14 minutes and 3 seconds, Josh Woods is able to put Jay Lethal away with a pin. This was a really good match. My thought process throughout this entire match was just, to borrow Chris G's way of summing up matches with one or two words, this was cerebral to me. This was just a chess match between two guys who have gone the distance. Jay Lethal won a match off of decision, so he knows that he can do it, but he doesn't want to do it. He wants to try to figure out a way, but in the back of his mind, he's saying, if I need to, let's plan this out. Let's map this out. How do we get this done? I thought this was a really great match, but Ness, I know you really enjoyed this. Tell me what you think.
Man, first of all, let me say that I was extremely surprised that Josh Woods won this match. From the start of, once they brought back the pure style matches. Jay Lethal's pretty much been the main focus in all these matches. You know, he's won one clean. He's won a match due to decision. And, you know, now it comes down to the point where he was just outclassed, to put it simple. Not that he did bad, because Lethal, you know, he was definitely going in the ring. It was just that Josh Woods, man, he was just laser focused. He was just everything was on point. You know, even from like the pre-match promos, you know, the video packages, and he was just saying, you know, Jay Lethal is definitely a better wrestler than me, but with his background in collegiate wrestling and MMA, he's like, oh, this is the style of match that is made for me. And he went out there and showed it. He was doing all types of submissions and going from one submission to the next submission. The transitions were so smooth and beautiful. At one point, you know, Lethal is a little ticked off and Woods is laughing. He's like, oh, you think this is funny? Think this is funny? Josh Woods takes out his mouthpiece and says, no, you're Jay Lethal. This is sad. and like
he had just made Jay Lethal use his first rope break.
Yeah, like right after that, like the storytelling and like that just set Jay Lethal off. You know, I mean, obviously it wasn't enough to get the match done, but it definitely turned him up at that point in the match. You know, when he was getting his offense back. But man, just Josh Woods was just on another level in this match, and like just the closing sequence when he was just going from one submission transitions to another, and then, you know, he pretty much worked like every ligament on the body of Jay Lethal to the point where Lethal couldn't even kick out of the pin. You know, I like the fact that he did all those submissions but didn't win via submission. He just put Lethal in a position where he couldn't fight out of it, you know? So, like, it just showed that all his, you know, the working on the arms and the legs, it really made for, you know, it helped in the end. You know, he didn't win that well, but he got the victory due to all the damage that he did to the exterior of Jay Lethal. I gave this match 3 3/4 stars. That might be a little up there. That probably is our like highest ranked match at the moment.
Yeah,
but
it is.
It's just the storytelling. Even like I said, the pre-match promos when Josh Woods was just saying, like, you know, I need this win to skyrocket my career and take off, to get a win over Jay Lethal. And he got a decisive win over Jay Lethal. Didn't come down to the judge's decision. You know, he definitely went out there and I already said outclassed. He pretty much was definitely outclassing Jay Lethal. He definitely like Lethal definitely got his shit in, but man, this was definitely Josh was his match, and it was just an amazing showing for him. And I don't know. I want to definitely see him more in the pure style matches. This might lead to him versus he might, you know, at this point might be the front runner for a singles pure title match.
He has to be.
Yeah, he has to be. You know, obviously it's not going to be a final battle. You know, the Foundation's definitely going to defend their tag titles. We'll get into that a little later. But yeah, man, Josh Woods just looked amazing in this match.
Well, actually, sir, Ring of Honor did announce that all titles will be defended at Final Battle. Jonathan Gresham will be pulling double duty.
Oh, well then, there we go. There we go.
You never know. You never know. And that may be a situation where something happens in the pure title defense that affects the tag title defense, or vice versa. So that will be something to keep an eye on. Guys, with this match, I think one way to describe it is just on any given day, Jay Lethal beats Josh Woods. But this day, Josh Woods beat Jay Lethal. Yeah. That's kind of how it's that little Giants 9 out of 10 times you're going to lose. But this is that one time, and Josh Woods knew it. He took advantage, and he made Jay Lethal, I can't say submit, but he broke him in a sense. He would not let him get anything going. He kept smothering him no matter what was the case. So congratulations to Josh Woods on the big win. This definitely has to put you in contention for a title shot, whether it is at Final Battle, whether it is afterwards, however it is. This is a big win for Josh Woods. Now, guys, after this, we have the debut of a new kind of segment called Trending with Taven. The name seemed a little lackluster to me, but I guess, the alliteration, I'll give them a pass on that. Mm-hmm. However, the importance of it is that it is a conversation between Matt Taven and Mike Bennett, who returned last week, reforming, I guess, part of the kingdom or an earlier part of the kingdom. And I like this segment. Now, granted, they didn't show us all of it because they said, we got to be part of Honor Club to see the rest. But what they did do was, while they were talking, show highlights of Mike Bennett with the kingdom. And I think that was a good thing, because if you are new to Ring of Honor, or if you don't know a lot about Ring of Honor, it's a great way to kind of just get a snapshot of who the kingdom are and were, and it will and everything that's happening with Taven, Bennett, Vincent, and Bateman. We're gonna get a match next week that's gonna clear things up a little bit for us about where everybody stands, if it wasn't already obvious. After this, there is a promo segment with Mark Briscoe. This one,
gotta love him, man. You gotta love him. Gotta love him.
This one made no sense to me, because Mark Briscoe was not okay. So normally in a promo, like, you're not really talking. You're talking to the audience, but you're also talking to somebody else. Like, you're talking to another wrestler, an opponent, maybe even a tag partner, like if that's your friend or whatever. Like, but in this situation, Mark Briscoe took time out of his day, and Ring of Honor took time out of their show to give Mark Briscoe time to talk, when Mark Briscoe was talking quite literally to his brother. And that part of it, I was just like, you could have this could have been like a text conversation. I mean, I don't know if they have like cell phones with Sandy Fork, Delaware, country boys, and all that. Like, maybe they don't have cell phones or whatever. But you have
great reception.
They got landlines. They got landlines. They got something. You can walk over, knocked on his door or something. But Mark is asking Jay, like, why are you bogging yourself down with EC3? Why are you doing this? Why are you bothering with EC3 when 11-time champion sounds great, but 12 sounds even better? So, Ness, I want to get your thoughts on this Mark Briscoe segment and the Trending with Taven segment. What did you think of our kind of halftime show, if it were, when it came to this episode of Ring of Honor?
I'll start with the Trending with Taven. I like the fact that they went to the history, like you said. If you don't know who Mike Bennett is or why he is such an important individual to Matt Taven, you got the history right then and there, which these guys have made history, being in Ring of Honor Tag Team Champs and IWGP Tag Team Champions, just a great showing of the relationship between Matt Taven and Mike Bennett. Am I looking forward to the match or whatever is going on? The crowd goes mild for this for me, but I'll watch it and see what happens. But definitely, man, I'm liking this side of, as far as moving on to Mark Briscoe and Jay Briscoe, the whole EC3 thing. I'm loving the fact that they're giving Mark Briscoe how do I want to word this? Because he, as strange as he is, he's the voice of reason. We've said this before. Crazy ass Mark Briscoe is literally the voice of reason and trying to talk some sense into his brother. Say, man, look, like you said, 11 times. 11 is good, but 12 sounds better. Final battle's coming up. They got the shot, the tag title shot in their back pocket. And that's what Mark wants Jay to focus on. But Jay is so fixated on EC3 that, at some point, I don't know if you've seen this promo, Jay's or Mark's just like, look, it's either we going to do this or I'm going to find another partner, and that's not great when your tag team partner especially when we're trying to go after tag team gold. You guys definitely need to be on the same page, on point together with a whole well-oiled machine. That's clearly not the case at the moment with EC3 being involved, or just in the mind of Jay Briscoe. So, Jay I know this is what Jay wants to do, but I wish Jay would just get it together, man. Focus on those tag team titles. EC3 doesn't even have a legit beef with Jay Briscoe.
But so yeah, let's talk about that. They announced they announced 2 matches for Final Battle. The first of which we'll talk about now. The second of which we'll talk about after the main event. But the first one that they announced is a grudge match between EC3 and Jay Briscoe. Now, this just seems weird on its face simply because there is no grudge from EC3's perspective. We've talked about this here before. We have discussed this in the highly secretive True Heels chats that all of you, I'm sure, wish you were able to be a part of. But there is no real grudge on EC3's part, to the point that he even went on Twitter and said so. But they're calling it a grudge match. So something has to happen to EC3 for him to, I don't know, get that grudge. And for Jay, I don't understand what his problem is. Like, the guy just came out and stood in the entrance ramp, and this is a grudge match? Like, that part of it's throwing me. So, if anything, I empathize with Mark Briscoe saying, hey, we've got a tag title shot, and you're throwing this away over a guy who speaks in riddles. Like, what is going on? So yeah, I'm not sure I fully understand it, but it is a match that we kind of figured we were going to get at Final Battle, and so we'll talk about the main event, and then we'll talk about our second match, and then I'll ask your thoughts on Final Battle itself. So that leaves us with our main event of the night, and guys, to borrow a phrase from good old JR, this was a slobber knocker. This was a slobber knocker to, I don't know, maybe end all slobber knockers, but if not, it comes very, very close. This is the massive humanity that is Brody King versus the immovable object that is Shane Taylor, and these two just come straight at each other and collide. And it's crazy because I think it's Rick Abani who points out as the match is starting, he's saying, it's incredible to think that Shane Taylor is giving up the size advantage in this match. That alone is something to think about when you think about just how strong, big, and imposing Shane Taylor is. Now, we said a couple weeks ago, after Brody King had won his match, against Dalton Castle, what's going to happen with this world title? And then when Shane Taylor picked up his win against Kenny King, you and I were like, wow, okay, so we see two people who have legitimate aspirations to be the world champion. Someone's got to face Roosh at Final Battle. Who will it be? And Ring of Honor said, we're already a step ahead of you. We've got this match booked and ready to go. Brody King, Shane Taylor, 12 minutes and 37 seconds of hard-hitting physical action, to the point that I think my favorite part of the match is when Brody is on the outside lying against the barricade and Shane Taylor starts backing up. And I'm thinking, okay, see, my thought was, okay, so this is going to be the start of Brody's comeback, because throughout the entire match, Brody's been getting his ass handed to him. And Shane, I'm like, okay, Shane's going to try to run, maybe throw himself or cannonball or something like that, and Brody's going to get out of the way. Did that happen? Absolutely not. Brody King took a knee to the face and the chest so hard it drove him through the barricade, and the barricade just broke. And I was like, how is he supposed to come back from this? What is going to happen? But guys, wrestling is wrestling for a reason, and Brody King showed that when you dig deep down, you can find a way to win no matter what. And after 12 minutes and 37 seconds of a grueling match, Brody King pulls out the win. And Ness, tell me your thoughts, sir, please.
Man, if I can borrow a term from JR, this was a barn burner. Man, first off, let me just talk about the story going into this match. Both of these guys get their wins. They're both on a great path towards the ROH World Championship. Both got momentum going behind them. Also, they're both kind of like had the same almost the same ideologies, and they both have similar thoughts and feelings of just the world together. Just come down to the point where Brody King's like, look, Shane Taylor thinks something's owed to him. I'm just here to earn it, you know.
Yeah.
And they're pretty much, like I said, they're pretty much the same up until that point. Both big, menacing looking guys, both strong, just beasts in their own right. When it came time for these guys to meet in the ring, all of that came, and it just was an amazing match. I like to think of it as an American strong style. If you're familiar with like New Japan wrestling and how the hard hitting, the physicality in their matches, that's exactly what happened in this match. And there's, like you said, like that one spot where Shane just drives Brody King through the guardrail with his knee. It took almost a lot of the 20 count for him to get back into the ring. Like, that was great selling of that move, and just like, oh man, just the brawling. And then when these guys actually did use like power moves on each other, they looked like they legitimately were getting hurt in the middle of this match. How Brody King kicked out of that package pile driver, I have no idea. But man, Brody King just wanted it that much more. And like I said, the physicality in the match told this story that both these guys wanted this win so bad. Both of them wanted to go face Rush at Final Battle, but you know, it just came down to who wanted it more, and Brody King wanted it just that much more. And kudos to both these guys. I really can't find a flaw in this match. This was probably one of the best matches that we've had reviewing Ring of Honor so far, in my opinion, because like, it delivered on everything, just from these guys' promo segments, you know, just trying to get a better understanding of who they are and what they're about. And it just definitely showed in the ring. They didn't want to be the loser. They didn't want to succumb to the other person's will. But, you know, we got to get a winner. And Brody King was just that much more stronger in his will. So props to both these guys. If you have not seen this match, go out of your way to see it. Like, I had not said that about a lot of matches since we've been reviewing. It's definitely one of those matches that you need to go out of your way to watch.
This whole episode was
just for sure,
from top to bottom, just really, really great stuff. And of course, guys, as you may have guessed, this leads us to the second match announcement for Final Battle, and that is that at Final Battle, Rush will be defending the Ring of Honor World Championship against none other than Brody King. Congratulations to Brody King for the big win, for being in a position where he is going to be able to, I don't know, like, just dismantle Rush, just destroy. This will be, I think, Rush's first, I know it'll be his first American match back. I don't know if he may have, while he has been quarantining down in Mexico, whether he has been participating in any matches down there. But this will be his first match back. When they lock up, it is going to be really, really special, I think. They are two really good talents. Rush, I think, would be the more seasoned of the two. I mean, Brody King only debuted in 2015, as we saw during the tail of the tape. Rush has been around since 2007, so he's got a lot more experience, but Brody King can bring a level of physicality to a match that a lot of people can't bring. And for Rush, it's going to be really interesting to see how he overcomes that. And the other thing that I'm really interested in is, how do they build this match? Simply because, I mean, they have done an amazing and phenomenal job when it comes to when it comes to these promo videos and telling the story through the promo videos, because there hasn't been able to be a lot of interaction. Most of the interaction, unless it's been Vincent and Taven, has just been in the ring, actually in a match, or promo video. So when you have a world title match, when you have it a Final Battle, you want it to mean something. You want it to be big. How they're going to be able to do that, that is something that's going to be challenging for me to see. And I got to say, this match really made me miss a Ring of Honor crowd. Yeah. This match with a Ring of Honor crowd, I think, would have been off the chain. I think it would have been crowds add something to matches. It really, really, really do. And that, I don't know if they're going to be able to have people back for Final Battle, but I wish they would be able to. But if not, I think it's still going to be an amazing match. So let me get your thought. What do you think about this kind of blockbuster main event announcement for Final Battle?
Yeah, I like that. I like that adjective right there because that's exactly what it is. A damn blockbuster. Definitely a main event you can see anywhere. I'm sure of that. Shout out to Brody King, man. He's getting his shots. Like, everything that happened with, the stable that has no name that we won't refer to them since, somebody's been blackballed. And, his split from PCL since that's the only person he was teaming with. This is a great look for Brody King coming back, Roosh, I want to see what he has. It's been a while since he's been ring. I don't think he's been doing anything while he's been in quarantine in Mexico.
I don't think so either.
I haven't heard anything, but I want to see if he can shake the rust off. And pretty much he's going to have to. Like, Brody King is, if I can take a term or a phrase from the Wu-Tang Clan, Brody King ain't nothing to fuck with. So I want to see if Roosh shows up and if he's ready to go, man. And then I honestly have no idea where this is going to go. Are they going to go all in with all in? Are they going to go put their
don't bring up that nightmare for Ring of Honor. That was they have still bad memories.
Yeah, they're going to go all the way with Brody King. Like, are they going to reward him for all the victories that he's pulled out? The great matches he's been putting on. Or are they going to show that, Roosh is still the top person in Ring of Honor World Wrestling? And I honestly have no idea where they're going to go with it. I just want to see Roosh back in the ring. Like, it's been so long. Everybody's starting to, come back. We haven't seen him. We haven't seen Dragon Lee. Obviously, we're going to get that at Final Battle. But, yeah, man, I'm just ready for this match. I know these two are going to tear the house down. That's no doubt in my mind that this match is going to be amazing and definitely worth being a main event.
Yeah, I just looked it up. Roosh's last, at least according to Cage Match, his last match was in March. So it will have been about 9 months.
Yeah.
9 months. So, yeah. But, guys, whatever happens, whether the title ends up with Brody King or it stays in the clutches of the Ingobernables, we will be with you every single step of the way to guide you through, give you our perspectives, and to hear your perspectives as well. Any comments you guys want to leave, we will address all of them. Ness can't give you the secrets behind being a 3-time baby making champ. Those are secrets you got to learn on your own. But when it comes to other things, when it comes to wrestling, when it comes to Ring of Honor, we are more than happy to engage with all of you and talk with all of you. So until next time, guys, Ness, tell the people where they can find you.
Well, this will be the better part to do this and drop a little shameless plug. So, shout out to the StatKing. He had to drop one of the second man of 1,004 shows. The first one's us. So, we gave up Dark Power Impact. That has new hosts. If you guys have heard, Chris G, along with myself, the Pot Hills, Blunt Impact with the Pot Hills. You catch me on there. We review Impact every week, starting this week. You can also catch me on the Roundtables. I am the Roundtable Rebel of the True Hill Heat YouTube channel team, and that means I popped up on everybody's shows. So,
yeah, I was just on True Hill Heat earlier today, and I'm talking to Sid, and I'm saying, a week ago, we're doing the Dark Power anniversary show, which you were on, and that's when we make the announcement that I'm losing Impact, and then AEW goes and does this. I was like, this is the worst trade in the history of what is going on?
Here's the thing, man. You're the first guest.
Yeah.
Join us, man. Definitely. I know you're ready for that. So yeah, we definitely do that.
But yeah, so tell the people where they can find you, sir.
Oh. Also, you guys can find me on Instagram at skinny__Kravitz, on Twitter at skinny_Kravitz. And you can also catch me on True Toxicity podcast that we just recorded with our very first special guest, no one other than my co-host, the StatKing. Thank you again, sir. It was a great episode. It's going to drop this Friday, and can't wait for everybody to hear it. I had an amazing time with you and Brian, the artist.
Same here, sir. Same here. I was just happy that I was able to step into that world of toxicity and share my own thoughts and experiences with you guys. And guys, if you want to catch any more of my thoughts and experiences, then you can always interact with me on our Facebook group, and you can catch me covering everything that happens on Tuesday, except for Impact now, on Dark Power. And until next time, guys, stay safe, keep yourself, wear a mask, take care of yourselves and each other, and we will catch you later. Peace.